Hey, what's happening, guys? I've got a recipe here that I can't wait for you to try. I'm big into Turkish cuisine, and this manta really takes it home, guys. Tiny little ravioli with a couple of different sauces to choose from, or to have both. You are going to need a little bit of extra help to make these because they're wicked small. So, for that recipe, head on over to kcknh.com. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I absolutely love all things of the Middle East, Persian cuisines. I love the flavor profiles. They're absolutely delicious, and they are very simple to make, believe it or not. You might have a couple of items that you do need to pick up at a specialty store, but when you make manta, it's going to be so totally worth it. So one of the best things about this is it uses very simple ingredients. That's the best part you'll ever find in Persian cuisine. So as you can see here, you do need to consider making a choice of beef or lamb, or if you want to do veggie, or if you want to do lentils. And you can either make your own pasta dough or pick up some wrappers at a local Asian market. So let's get started on the manta filling. Now we are working with ground beef. Always go for 80-20. Do not get that lean crab. You're not going to get the same mouthfeel as you would with an 80-20 mix, guys. Very important. It's a keynote there. And I like to hit mine with a lot of garlic. I usually will do 4 to 5 tablespoons, but that's up to you, of course. And one of the common traits of Turkish meats, they do a lot of shredding and grating of onion. Well, you know what? I am going to kill my husband if he smells the onion in the kitchen. And I'm not about to do that to the poor guy. So I'm going to use a small high-powered blender. And I got my hands here on za'atar, which you can find at specialty shops. And you can also find them online. Now, I do use granulated onion. It has a nice roasted flavor to it, so it does serve a purpose. And into this same container, we're going to do a little bit of salt and black pepper. Easy to make, guys. Like, this can't be any easier, to be truthful with you. And it's a beautiful dish. It's going to make your home smell amazing. I never saw a grown man drool as much as he did. He couldn't wait to sink his teeth into this, but the beard wore it well. So into our little high-powered blender, we're going to puree the onions and the spices together, and I'm going to dump it all into that mixing bowl. Nice and easy, guys. This is just awesomeness right in front of you. Now, we do want to mix this as best as we can. We're going to use the same principles as when I do my Chinese dumplings. You want to do this in one direction, and you want to be a little vigorous with it. We want to develop what's called myosin, the little fibers that help make that perfect mouthfeel when you go in to eat this stuff when it's all cooked. And you'll see the little fibers as you're mixing this meat. And more importantly, this actually will help you portion out small little balls of the meat mixture when we get ready to make the manta. So that's the nice part about myosin. It really is your friend. So get vigorous, just don't wear it. I actually wore it once before, fairly recent. So as you can see, everything is mixing well. In one direction, I have achieved that myosin that I'm looking for. And now it's time to make manta. So again, from earlier, it's your choice if you want to do homemade pasta. I'll have a separate recipe typed up for that. Or if you want to go and get some wrappers, some dumpling wrappers from your local Asian market, or if your local grocery store has it, that'll be even better. We're actually going to make what's called a fagottini. That is the folding technique for this. You'll see it in Italy for some of their dishes, but with manta, you're going to see this folding technique here. Now, you are going to have to get yourself ready because that's a lot of prep work, guys. So The nice part about tiny ravioli sized bites, they're going to cook fast. So make sure you're seasoning your water with salt. Get your manta in there, and they're going to start floating to the top. These cook wicked fast, guys. I'm talking 90 seconds to a minute if you're doing the wicked tiny ones. If you do regular ravioli style, the kind that you can do 1 and 2 bites with, it's obviously going to take longer to cook. But to keep it traditional, we're doing these beautiful small bites here. And definitely make sure that you've got a cold cup of water nearby if you have to tame the beast. Because sometimes when I'm boiling stuff, my pot will overflow with thusly. So right away, I noticed that there's changes in this, and more of this is actually starting to see at the very top. And I could put that into a container with a little bit of olive oil so I don't have that sticking to each other. Now, I did do some Hungry Man versions for my husband. These do take longer. If they float to the top, you gotta let them cook for a few minutes, at least 5. These suckers had about 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces per little wrapper. And they were folded the same way as well. So just keep that in mind. Make sure that you test one and determine from there if you have to cook it a little bit longer. But as you can see here with a mad boil, nothing's going to stick in that pan, so it's wicked awesome. But you gotta babysit it, so don't walk away, guys. And the same thing goes if you're going to take it out. Have a container with a little bit of olive oil. We'll have separate videos set up for you for this fragrant tomato sauce as well as the garlicky yogurt sauce. And as you can see, we're plating up the traditional version. And quite honestly, guys, there's so much flavor in this. It's so delicious and it's so inviting. I certainly hope you'll give this recipe a try. Stay tuned for the other 2 videos for the other sauces. And as always, happy cooking!